What's up, everybody? Welcome back. I'm just getting ready to prep some boots for sale. Putting on my gloves. These already been cleaned. I already cleaned them up with saddle soap. But we're gonna condition them today and do some touch-ups on the soles. What I got here is a pair of Nocona boots. It's a gray bullhide. Real nice grain on the leather. They're used, but they do have their original heel caps. So a lot of folks, when they're looking for used boots, they want to get the original heel caps, because that just tells you that the boot was not, altered, or actually they didn't replace the sole, so it's all original. A lot of folks like to find that because that it hasn't been resoled. So if it didn't have the original heel cap, you don't know if the sole had been replaced 4 or 5 times. There's just all that use, right? So what we're gonna do is I had these sitting down in the office for a little bit. Just give them a little, just kind of quick dust them down with a horsehair brush. Got these off of Boot Barn. I like going to Boot Barn, where I get a lot of my shirts. So wipe down the bottom as well. Grab the second pair. Bam. So this is a bullhide. Kind of hurts me to sell this one because it doesn't hurt me. It's just kind of like, do I want to sell them? I don't know if I want to sell them because I kind of like them, but I also don't have all the space for them. That's what happens when you become a boot collector. You got to start. You either got to make more space or you got to get rid of them. So I like to use Big 4. I use that on all my bull hides. I use it on my ostrich too, and just on my exotics. So you just want to rub it in. Rub it in. So sometimes folks ask me, how'd you get into cowboy boots? Well, to be honest with you, I've been wearing cowboy boots pretty much all my life. Since I was a little kid. Growing up in Arizona, this is just kind of like, it's just a style out here. You know what the smell of Big 4 reminds me of? Reminds me of like Elmer's glue. Which is funny. But as you can see, this is a little faded. So we're gonna touch that up right now too. We're gonna put some, what we're gonna put on there? We're gonna all put some Phoebing's edge dressing. This one's black. I got a brown one. I just touched up another pair of lizard wing tips. Those were sold already, and it's pretty amazing how much people love like secondhand and used boots. The reason I also like this boot because it has the original tag. It has the original tag, Nocona boots. It also has a stamp that says imperfect. I don't know why it's imperfect though, because it's pretty dang good for a boot. I wore these for maybe a day just to try them out, and they fit really good. But like I'm saying, I don't see myself wearing these too much, so they need a home. So if you or anyone else is interested, please visit my website. The website is www.huarachesverdes.com. I sell a bunch of art there as well. Things that have to do with the environment, my experience growing up in the neighborhood. And yeah, I'm actually going to start doing some more. I have a project coming up on a Western boot design that has to do with the region, the family history, and it's kind of like the border life, the Sonora life. So that's where we're at. But yeah, this is a nice gray bullhide. At first I was like, is this really bullhide? Because it looks like something else, but it's definitely a bullhide. It's definitely a bullhide boot. I'm really on the hunt for some like crazy exotics, so I'm always on the hunt for anything I can find, you know, whether it be alligator. I got a pair of damn post rhino boots that were made in like the 70s. And I really love those boots. I'm actually contemplating whether to replace the heel cap on those and the sole. Because a lot of people, like I was mentioning, they don't like to replace those. They don't like to replace the sole because it some people say it takes away from the value. I was talking to this old Western boot store owner yesterday, and he was telling me that there's folks who are on the hunt for like old pairs of Justins, old pair of like Tony Lamas, but on the condition that they're like original. No matter how beat up they are, they just want that. They want that original like look, that original feel, that whole thing. So got my Phoebings and I just put it on here nice and careful. There's some spots where the boot doesn't really get beat up, so it tends to run. So that's where you gotta be careful with this. It tends to run. I actually like the way this smells. Kind of smells like rubbing alcohol or something. But yeah, we just paint the boot, redo the sole. Right now we're gonna wipe down. We're gonna wipe off the excess because you don't want this to be all excessive. But this, what it really does when you do the heel, the edge. See if we can. If I can get y'all a better view of this, can we? I also don't want to paint the boot. So you basically bring it back to life because the edge, you know, hits rocks, the dirt, all that. So you want to give it more of a classy feel. Do the heel. So I think this is going to be my first actual video that I do for YouTube. I did other videos I uploaded that I did for just like my social media, but this will be my first like official YouTube video for y'all. I am by no means an expert. I just really enjoy wearing cowboy boots because I said, you know, like I grew up wearing them. I used to wear them in high school. I used to wear them, you know, to middle school, especially for like our graduations. Here in Arizona, we tend to be really big on wearing cowboy boots. So this is actually working out pretty good. So you don't want to hit the leather because the leather is gray. This is just a black, kind of like a black stain almost. But this is a really good pair of boots just to kind of kick it, you know. I'll even do the bottom just to give it a little bit of life. You only need to dip this thing once in the jar. So once that's done, grab a fiber cloth and wipe the excess off. I like to hit up the edge a lot, quite a bit. But yeah, you want to just boom, just take this off. And let me show you a before and after. So you see, looks real good, looks real good. Looks real nice. I'm telling you, original heel cap has a little bit of wear, plenty of life in it. So this is, I forgot what size this was. What size is this? This is a 10D. So if you wear a 10D in sneakers, this will fit perfect. I think that's one thing that Nocona does really well, is the size of the boot itself is really great. So compared to this one, it's a much better look. Even the edge right here looks a little dull. The heel looks all beat up. Now when you compare it to this one, it looks a whole lot nicer. And it looks better for when you're selling them. It also makes the person who's buying them feel like, oh yeah, I got a nice pair. You know, because it is a nice pair. It doesn't do anything to the wear, it doesn't do anything. It's just like dust, little like scuffs that happen to the boot itself. But 10D, vintage Nocona, bullhide, color gray. I'll post some pictures up. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate y'all's support. Look at that traditional stitching too. This is when Nocona was actually out here in Texas. I think, yeah, Texas. So, we appreciate it. I'm gonna go ahead and do the other one off screen. Peace.